The best healthy snacks for if I have a sweet craving?
Sweet cravings, chocolate. I get chocolate cravings all the time. So the first thing that I try and do is swap out chocolate for dark chocolate. I always have 70% dark chocolate in my house. Another thing is having raw cacao nibs and goji berries. So if I decide to make a little treat, I'll put some goji berries, some cacao nibs, some hemp seeds, and then I'll mix it with a little bit of coconut oil that I'll melt. And it's just a really nice, flavorsome, textured, colorful meal that's really nice. Other things, I love frozen grapes. That's one of my go-to items. And then just keeping fresh fruit in the house. If I do feel a really strong urge to have a lot of chocolate or something, I'll have a coconut water and dried mango. And the combination of those I found really, really take that edge off of the sweet craving, but they also make you really satisfied.
And what about if you're craving something savory, for instance, some crisps or bread or things like that? What would you eat then, or cheese?
Cheese, yeah. For those, one of my favorite things is kale chips. They take about 10 minutes to make. I make some salt and vinegar kale chips, and they taste exactly like the Pringles. So I love making those. Other things is I'll keep little, rye bread or that sort of thing in the freezer, and I'll defrost it and then dip it in homemade hummus. And that's really kind of what I go to. I'm much more of a sweet craving girl. I don't have salty cravings so much, but it's all about finding healthy, natural alternatives. So, your fruit for your sweet, and then things like kale chips or your own hummus, that sort of thing for salty.
If somebody's binging, how can they control that?
So binging, it happens for two reasons. One, the emotional. You really need to sit down and figure out why you're binging. So I suggest keeping a log, and when you feel a binge coming on, writing down in your journal or log of what time of day is it, where are you, what is your emotion, what is it that you're craving. And you can start to kind of track your emotions a little bit that way. And if you do end up binging, another thing I suggest is keeping the journal for after that and writing exactly how you feel after the binge, and then write alternatives for next time of what you could do instead. So let's say you're at home. Well, what can I do instead of binging at home? I can go for a walk. And typically that's a really good way. Another thing is always to drink water. Drink water anytime you do have a craving or you want to binge, because our body gets really dehydrated and we take it for food cravings. Now, the second part of that is from starving yourself. And there's this really vicious cycle where you starve yourself all day because you're trying to lose weight. And by the end of the day, you end up binging. Whether you binge on 3 bananas or a few apples, anything healthy, or whether you're binging on junk food, it's because your body needs food. Our bodies can't run on 900 calories a day. It's physically not possible. So when you kind of hit that point and your body says, I need food, you take it as you've lost your willpower and you've failed. But it's not that you've failed, it's that you need to eat. So eating regular meals throughout the day of a plant-based diet will help keep the binging, you won't binge so much basically, and then again keeping the journal. So it's those two tied in together of not starving yourself and then figuring out the emotions.
What about sugars in fruits?
Sugars in fruit. So we have so much information saying fruit is good for you, fruit's bad for you, don't eat it, eat one piece. And I know a lot of diets have said don't eat more than 1 piece of fruit or cut 2 weeks of no fruit. Fruit's fantastic. I love it. I couldn't live without it, and I've gone many years without eating it. And now that I'm eating it again, I can see my body is happy and healthy because there's so many nutrients in fruit. And yes, there is a lot of sugar in it. It's natural sugar, but if you're not eating sugar from, say, sodas or candy bars, the sugar from fruit doesn't matter. It's good for your body, and we need sugar every day. So a natural form of sugar is great. Now, with that being said, don't go out and have, 6 bananas in a day. Try and keep it 2 to 3 pieces. Focus on your vegetables first and foremost, and then your fruits as a secondary thing. But by all means, eat fruit every day because they're so good for you.
So how do you reduce cellulite?
3 things. 1 is a really good diet. Obviously, you can't get rid of cellulite if you're eating junk food. So that's eating clean, nutrient-dense foods and drinking a lot of water throughout the day. 2, exercise, doing cardio, doing weightlifting, lunges, squats, full body resistant workouts. And then 3, using a body brush. And I did another video, it's, I think it was called My Morning Routine. And I talk about the body brushing and how you use it. And so basically you are rubbing yourself with the brush, or brushing yourself towards your heart. And it helps get rid of toxins, it gets rid of dead skin cells, and it helps regenerate new skin. It firms up your skin. So I've been paying a lot of extra attention to the back of my thighs, and I really do swear by this, that those 3 things mixed together has gotten rid of all of my cellulite.
So how do you balance cardio versus weight?
Cardio versus weight, you should be doing both of them. Cardio is great for your internal systems, cardiovascular health, and then weightlifting is really good to sculpt your body, get lean muscle, and it really tightens up the skin, it firms your body up. So I recommend doing about 4 days a week of weightlifting or using your body, so doing things like push-ups with your own body weight, lunges and squats, again, with your own body weight, and then doing cardio, HIIT cardio, which I previously mentioned, about 3 days a week. So I hope that answered some of your questions. I'd love to hear what you guys do. Do you have any tips for reducing cellulite, or what are your favorite workouts? If you do have any questions you would like me to answer in the next video, please let me know and comment below on this video. Otherwise, I look forward to sharing more tips with you, and check back for a new video next week.